Reaper behind. Reaper's on me. Reaper's on me. Help! Help, 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 help! Hey there, and welcome back for another gaming video. I'm Lero with Lero Gaming, and maybe you've been in that situation yourself. It is a shame you are just sitting in the backline as a support or any other character, and up comes a Genji, up comes a Ball, up comes a Reaper, and you are dead. So that all said, this video is going to be about a really interesting and new talent that's coming out for Overwatch 2, and that is going to be the ping system. Now this ping system is long awaited. We have seen it in many other games. Apex Legends is one of them, where it really makes a huge difference in the style of play, the communication overall, the team synergy. It's so important. Now I'm just thinking of you tanks. You got 5v5, the tank is so important with one tank each. This is your chance to say, let's go in, you're gonna take the lead, you're gonna keep them alive, and essentially people can direct their teammates in the right way. Maybe they don't have to be quite so toxic, sitting in the voice chat, screaming. It may be a little bit easier this way. So with all that said, let's go ahead and dive into this ping system. I'm gonna talk to you about all the details and intricacies. Again, I usually wait a little bit longer than some of the other channels just to make sure that I've vetted some of the information and we check our sources. So according to the developers and according to my own analysis, just a hint, if you have your own thoughts or opinions on the ping system or how you'd like to see it analyzed, please leave a comment below. But for my own analysis here, this is a really big chance to open up communication. This is a really good chance to let those players who maybe quite aren't as vocal, but they want to communicate, and they're on in the backline, they just want to get that Reaper off of them, or the Tracer off them, or that Genji, without necessarily getting in the toxic voice chat, where they might get screamed at or whatnot. I do think that this allows for just an expansion of capabilities with communication, and I think that's going to be so crucial in just implementing and expanding the gameplay, expanding the coordination between the team. You could just see a Reinhardt being able to communicate a weak enemy or maybe pushing forward in a certain direction, and I think that's going to be huge. Now let's go ahead and look at some of these articles and talk more about these pings. I think from the few images that we have, we can sort of get a sense of how this is going to be implemented, and this was released on the Blizzard website. So let's go ahead and dive into that, and then we're going to jump into some of the Twitter posts and things like that. Let's take a look at this first image here. We can see a soldier and a Mei. Now, this is an example where the Mei is shown responding to the soldier's ping, the request to group up. So again, the soldier is requesting to group up, the Mei's responding. You can see the 4 options there: yes, no, ready, and go. So using that communication wheel to tell your team to group up or I need healing will now activate an actual ping on top of the hero, and your teammates can respond to that ping and let you know where you're at, where you can group up, or where your team support heroes are. So again, you're gonna see a voice line with that ping, and again, it'll be something like Sojourn here, and then a visual indicator perhaps of where the last enemy was, something like that. Now again, we're gonna scroll through some of these menu options here, just with the image that we have, but again, we will see when the beta comes out more of these options. There are probably a lot of specific ones, but we should really think about how is that similar to what is already in the game, because this really does help from the current situation. I don't know if you played support or Ana, Zenyatta, something like that. I mentioned in the beginning, but just a Ball or a Genji or a Tracer just on you, constantly killing you and over again, and the rest of your team is just completely oblivious. So all that said, this is going to be huge for that. It's going to reduce the frustration for support heroes. And again, as a tank, I used to play main as a tank. I still do play some tank, and it can be really frustrating when you're pushing, trying to say, let's go in, and the rest of your teammates are off doing who knows what. So let's talk about how this is really going to be implemented just in an actual practical way. For example, let's take a look at this Mei and Reaper image. Now you can see just what happens when the line of sight is broken. That's a question we're gonna have, but you can see here's a little indicator on top of the Reaper. Now it's gonna be stuck to the hero, it looks like, and it will show their last location, last known location. And again, with certain abilities, that ping can fall off. So you can see with Moira's Fade, Sombra's Translocate, the Meteor Strike with Doomfist, or Tracer Recall, you're gonna see the ping fade off and it'll show just the last known location, which of course will be still so useful. So what happens when you get pinged? Is there a voice line, like a Zenyatta Discord or something like that? Well, as you can see from this image here, with each ping there is a unique interaction, a unique voice line, and this is, again, going to be really helpful for those support heroes in the back, for tanks as well. And also, from a DPS perspective, you could see how this could be useful if you're trying to take down or melt down a target with your other DPS character. It'll provide a lot more coordination, and that's going to be fantastic. So one other really interesting feature is that the ping system can be turned off. There's nothing more annoying than having someone spamming voice lines, spamming I need healing, like a Genji in the back line, going to their mercy in just desperation. I need healing. It makes me want to smash my head into the keyboard. So in this very way, at least the ping system can't be abused by trolls. That'll be really, really nice feature as well. So also, one other thing I was just thinking that might be useful for some of you out there, if you do have a roommate or a significant other, it'll be really nice to be able to use these communication methods while being quiet. I don't know about you, but I've been up at 2 a.m., for example, playing Overwatch. I probably shouldn't be, but that said, I do want to be respectful, and so it's just nice to be able to have those options and not be screaming about a Reaper in the back line at 2 a.m. But I think the thing I'm most excited about is, as a support main, being able to communicate when there's a DPS on you in the back line, like a Tracer or a Genji or a Ball, any of those, you can finally say with proof, because there will be a ping over their head, that you are actually in trouble and you need some assistance from your team. Please come back and help me. I think that'll really improve the game for supports, for tanks, and just, again, as an Ana main, I'm really excited to be able to have that option. And now let's just quickly go over some of the details here, because I think it's important to reiterate here. So we're gonna get this ping system. It's gonna show all the various different voice lines, unique interactions that shows the last known location of the hero. You'll be able to turn this feature on and off to avoid trolls. And so there's all these interactions that we're not quite clear on all of them now, but what we can see in those images, it does look like some really useful ones. And again, the community has been clamoring for these abilities or for this feature for a very long time. So the beta, again, will be April 26th. That's just a few weeks away from now. Again, if you're interested in more content for Overwatch 2, this channel will be focused on it a lot, almost exclusively until it comes out in the beta. So make sure to like and subscribe and come back to check out for new up-to-date Overwatch news. So this beta on April 26th will be aimed at a much larger group of people. Hopefully you've got a chance to sign up, but the alpha is already underway, so we don't really know much more about that. Again, those people will be under NDA, but with this beta, we should be seeing a lot of new features. All this stuff will become much more clear, and we'll be able to report on that too when it happens. You're gonna see the first new hero in many, many ages, Sojourn. We're gonna see a few new maps, multiplayer maps, a new mode, Push. We'll see New York City, Rome, Toronto, and Monte Carlo. All will be new maps. That's going to be fantastic. But again, this will be a decoupling of the PvP from the PvE. This beta coming out will be PvP only. Activision Blizzard was giving the producers and the developers a little bit more time to finish this up. I think it's just due to the way that things have played out in the gaming world recently, and of course that inner conflict within the company itself. But I think they're just realizing that this turmoil and turnover is going to affect the polish on the game, and so they're just going to take their time to really get it out. But the PvP, which will be coupled with Overwatch 1, they want to get that into people's hands. So that all said, I'm so excited for this beta release, only a few more weeks. I'm gonna be posting the stuff that I feel is legitimate leaks. Some of the stuff we're hearing, I heard about the Junker Queen and things like that. I'm a little more skeptical and just holding off on posting anything to you because, again, the difficulty for me to you is just really making sure I get you accurate information. So I'm gonna keep posting what I hear. I'm gonna keep doing my research to make sure that you're safe and you're secure. You don't hear all the fake rumors and things like that. So again, I hope to see you back here for the next video, and I'll see you later.